Alright, it does look like my PC is slowing down a little bit. Hopefully things should settle itself as we move along. Those of you joining in, this is the Logitech free-to-play Dota 2 tournament. It's a Bangalore LAN tournament hosted by Esports Interactive in association with AFK Gaming. I'm ClouDx, your shoutcaster for today, bringing you the first matchup of the day. All your schedules, etc., can be found on afkgaming.com. We're moving into this match. Just once again, guys, I'm gonna have to ask you to bear with me for a second as I just check up on everything.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick.
Weaver.
Radiant team pick.
Needs assassin.
Radiant team pick.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. Looks like we're back underway. Gonna do a quick introduction of both sides. We've got LIN, that's Lalit is noob on the Radiant side, and we've got KM, who I believe to be raping Zeest as per the schedule. Not too sure what's going on down at the arena though, so we're just gonna go with the drop. We've got Phantom Lancer first banned out by LIN. This is something I would not have expected, but nonetheless, it is a LAN tournament. There's a lot of fresh teams on the block as well, and let's see if these guys have something in, if they've done their homework of their opponents. So here we go. OD is gonna get the next ban. That's something that I can relate to. Nyx Assassin and Treant Protector gonna get picked up in the first two by the Radiant side. We're gonna get an Ogre Magi pickup coming out in the second pick from the Dire side, along with the Weaver as their first pick. They banned out the Bat Rider and, well, the Bounty Hunter. So these are picks and bans that I would never have seen on a normal day, but hey, I get the pleasure of casting a game like this. Those of you just tuning in, this is the Logitech G free-to-play Dota 2 tournament. It's a Bangalore LAN tournament in India. I'm ClouDx from AFK Gaming, bringing you this match and a range of other matches as well. I'll have a bunch of Shoutcasters and co-casters jumping in the middle. And hopefully, we've got a fun 2 days of Dota 2 lined up. Again, if there's any kind of issues that you guys are facing, feel free to drop me a message on the Twitch chat. That's twitch.tv/AFK Gaming Esports. Also, if you're watching this in game and if you do have me on Steam, feel free to send me a message if you're experiencing any in-game audio difficulties or technical difficulties. I'll try and fix them up ASAP.
5 seconds remaining.
For now though, we're gonna go ahead with this game and hopefully not gonna encounter any more hiccups. Gyrocopter gonna get banned out by the Dire side, whose name I'm not too familiar with because they haven't tagged up in the lobby. Now, I'm trying to figure out here why an Ogre Magi would be second pick. Is this something that this team has practiced, or is this just you know what, it's a LAN tournament, it's free registration, let's just go there with our friends as 5 and have some fun. Either way, it's the right attitude and the right reason to be at a tournament, and we applaud their efforts. Clockwork getting banned out by LIN again though. If I were to do a serious analysis of this draft, I'd probably be speaking and moving around in circles here inside my own head. But then again, we've seen teams like Alliance run the Ogre Magi with the lone druid, so you never know.
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alright, just checking if everything's okay. Big Sam fan, it's nice to have you here once again on the stream. Unfortunately, it is just your internet. The stream does seem fine on my second monitor. Alright, Nature's Prophet getting banned out. This is something that we can indeed relate to. So, I really wouldn't be surprised to see like an 8 or 5 carry lineup coming out from either side. Ogre Magi carry for the win, man. But we'll have to wait and watch as this tournament does progress. We do have a few good teams coming into play. Mission and Stealth, one of the teams that proved themselves in the recent Digital Wars tournament. They proved themselves by securing the 3rd place, taking out some of the Indian Dota 2 heavyweights like BFK. So I'm curious to see if they can hold up their performance in this tournament as well. This is of course a different scenario, a LAN gaming scenario, and I believe that is their home turf that they're playing at. Games Gizmos Plus, if I'm not mistaken. And also we've got the infamous Team Error. Of course, everybody knows Team Error. They've been at the pinnacle of Indian Dota for the longest time, and of course they haven't transitioned as fluidly as they might have liked into Dota 2. But let's see if they can stage a comeback. They have indeed qualified for the ACG LAN finals, and this should be another stepping stone to their road to Singapore. Silencer getting banned out by LIN. Now, am I glad I'm not trying to predict these bans. I'd be all wrong here.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
What is a little disappointing though is that the 6.79 patch hasn't hit just yet. That would have been a fun ordeal, both as a caster as well as for the players jumping into this LAN tournament. That would really be a test of adaptability on both sides. 46 seconds on the board. LIN gonna pick up the Death Prophet as their third pickup. No way in hell would any of us have seen that coming. So Pop Dodo, Best Dodo, this is what we're gonna be seeing.
Radiant team.
There's something that a lot of us can relate to, the Lifestealer pickup coming out. I'm surprised that the Alchemist has still been left in the pool, and I would expect the Radiant side to pick him up. 25 seconds on the board along with 44 seconds of reserve time for LIN to pick up their next hero. Now, if I had to put a prediction on this, I'd say Death Prophet is heading towards the middle lane. It's a Treant Protector plus a Nyx Assassin in the tri lane, along with a hard carry as well as an off lane hero coming out. But this really looks like a pub game where people just hit the random button and then say, hey man, do you want to swap with me? That said though, I will admit it's very old school having a Death Prophet and a Treant Protector picked up this early on in the game. Nyx Assassin being first picked, it's something that the metagame has forgotten for a while now. Let's see if that can prove to be a factor in this matchup. Meanwhile, over on the Dire side, they're having a good, over on the Radiant side, they're giving this a good second thought. They've got about 15 seconds left to pick up this next round. Remember, it is a best of one knockout tournament. That means if either of these teams loses, they're out of the running for the next round and for the prize. That is about 25,000 Indian rupees for first place. Or is that a total prize pool? I'm not sure. But then again, we're going to see a Viper pickup coming out from Lalit is Noob. And this leads me to question who is indeed the real noob here. Viper, more than likely now I'm going to say is going to be in the middle lane. That leaves Death Prophet on the side lane. Maybe we're going back to the dual lane meta. Tri lanes have been taken out of the window, out of the equation as well. It's something that a lot of people have been speculating about. Maybe tri lanes will no longer survive in the new meta once the 6.79 patch hits, owing to the off-laner's ability to leech experience from the neutral camps, and of course the fact that the creep waves meet a lot closer to the off-laner's tower now. So there's a lot of speculation going around that tri lanes might just go out of fashion, and I'll be honest, I actually hope that happens. I'd love to see the metagame going back to the 2-1-2 laning scenario, or maybe something completely unique coming out as well. But more discussion on that when I do get a co-caster. Queen of Pain getting the last ban from the Radiant side. We're going to see Bane getting banned out from the Dire side. This reminds me of Korean Doto. I'll have to admit. Yeah, I'm at a loss for words. So there's an Ursa, a Viper, a Death Prophet, a Treant, and a Nyx Assassin on the Radiant side. Predicting these lanes will be a feat of improbable measures, but let's give it a shot. Ursa on the tri lane with the Nyx and the Treant Protector, Death Prophet on the middle lane, and Viper in the off lane solo. That's as good as my prediction is going to get for this game. While on the Dire side, we've got a Lifestealer, Ogre, and Jakiro tri lane, which seems to make some sort of sense. Weaver on the off lane, and now a mid solo hero coming out, who I would anticipate to be perhaps the Puck, the Templar Assassin, or the Shadow Fiend, or the Pudge. Yes, indeed, Pudge could be a very viable option in this game. 30 seconds on the board in this knockout matchup between KM, I believe, on the Dire side, and Lalit is Noob. That's Lin on the Radiant side. I mean, have a look at this. They've got themselves a logo and everything just to stress the fact that a person called Lalit is a noob. I love this team name.
10 seconds remaining.
And Puck is indeed going to be the last pickup coming out from the Dire side. That's going to give them the opportunity to set up some infest bombs with the Lifestealer and the Puck. And you'll have to wait and see how that plays out as we're jumping into this game. This is, of course, the second match of the day for the Bangalore LAN Dota tournament between KM on the Dire side and Lolith is Noob on the Radiant side for the Logitech G free-to-play LAN event. I'm ClouDx from AFK Gaming, and if you guys are here, shoutouts to you, man. Props to you for being here.
Prepare for battle.
Alright, give me a second, guys. Again, I'm just gonna check up quickly on all my settings and if everything is a-okay. Bear with me, guys. This could take a minute. There seems to be a little bit of lag here, and I'm not sure if it's a server-side issue or what. But heroes seem to be getting stuck here and there in the map. I really hope that this is a server-side issue. We'll find out soon enough. Yep, as you can see, heroes are indeed spiking on my screen. Hopefully this should settle itself, but this does tend to happen every now and then in Dota TV. The stream seems to be fine, so that leads me to believe that it is indeed a Dota side issue. Hopefully it's gonna settle itself. Of course, this game is indeed being played on the Dota 2 Singapore servers. Alright, so a quick introduction of both sides. We're going to see who's playing what and in what lane. We're going to see KM Gola going to be playing the Jakiro towards the top lane with Not on the Ogre Magi and Lifestealer being handled by 17 lives. On the middle lane, we're going to see Puck played by Gaita, and bottom lane, we're going to see Funny Punk on the Weaver. Meanwhile, on the Radiant side, we've got Lin Sinner on the Death Prophet playing the safe lane solo. Lin Sly, I believe. I can't read that name too clearly. On the Viper at the middle lane. Up top, it's Snake and the Ursa Warrior with a name that's completely illegible on the Ursa up top. That's leaving, last but least, not the Train Protector, played by Sprocket Demon. Sprocket Demon, my bad. Who now seems to be contesting the pull, and this spike seems to be quite annoying. Right, so let's have a look at who's gone where. So Puck at the middle lane versus Viper. I think that's going to be a hard matchup for the Puck, if I'm not wrong. Considering Viper does indeed have that corrosive skin that does not allow Puck to dish out enough harass. In fact, Puck cannot even consider making a go here. He started off with 2 gauntlets of strength, a rather unconventional build for Pucks at the middle lane. Going to use the phase shift to dodge those poison attacks. Dota TV does indeed seem to be spiking. Bear with it, guys. If you do want to watch this one inside the game, tickets are available. I'm really not sure what's going on here, but hopefully it should settle itself. This tri-lane up top is as messy as it could possibly get. Offensive tri-lane coming out from Lin with well 3 melee heroes. That's something I would not have expected to see in my wildest imaginations. The Treant and the Nyx Assassin just walking around behind enemy lines, behind their own lines, sorry, and while Jakiro and Ogre not concerned about stacking or pulling neutral creeps, they're just trying to zone out their opponent heroes in the lane. This looks more like a go with the flow kind of playstyle coming out from both teams. Weaver on the off lane has indeed started off with a stout shield, so item builds as unconventional as they could get in this game. Puck meanwhile claiming himself a double damage rune, moving back towards the mid lane, should have the bottle up and running in a couple of seconds time. Viper meanwhile has opted to start out with a stout shield for himself, allowing him to deal with the harass dished out by Puck. In terms of last hits, we've got Lifestealer leading the charts at 12 and 4, followed up by the Death Prophet in the safe lane solo, going at 11 and 7. So the offensive tri lane from Lin not exactly able to zone out this Lifestealer too well. I'm expecting big team fights in the mid game with some sloppy ganks as well, but that's what makes it entertaining. Funny Punk meanwhile has opted to put 2 points into the Shukuji, 1 into the Swarm and 1 into the Germinate attack. Fairly stable build for an offlane Weaver. Ogre now wrapping around gets the Fire Blast off on the Ursa Warrior, but now he's thinking of making a go. Once again, the living armor from Chain being thrown out on the Ursa, helping him get back up to good HP.
Bottom is missing.
Well, it seems like that lag indeed has settled itself again. Not sure what the issue was there. Up top though, we're going to see initiation, but nobody's really going to get too peeved off by that one. 17 lives. Going to back off on his life stealer. He started off with a Quelling Blade in a try versus try scenario. Not the ideal item choice, but I'm not sure if he was expecting to go up against an offensive tri lane here. Those of you just tuning in, yes, these picks aren't exactly what you would see on your everyday average Dota 2 match, but nonetheless, it does provide a unique source of entertainment, I gotta say. Let's have a look at the Jakiro. He started off with just with a Tango as well as a couple of clarities up on his person. He's got about 450 gold in the bank. They have upgraded couriers on both sides, and as we enter that 6-minute mark, we should expect the Observer Watch to be refreshed. And what is up with this Observer Watch? I'm fairly certain that putting it on the high ground gives you a much more significant advantage, but nope. The dire side decided, let's just drop it dab smack in the middle of the river. If it's gonna get dewarded, why bother? Either which way, I don't think it's been too much of a hassle for them. There's just random spells being thrown out here and there. Nobody's really taking any significant damage except for the Jakiro, who does indeed drop for first blood as Ursa with a pause swipe gets that kill. Congratulations to the 3 winners that did receive prizes for witnessing first blood. Plenty more to be dropped soon. And 17 lives, well, he's got to be a little cautious till the Jakiro rotates back into the lane. That's phase boots up and running on the Ursa Warrior. However, Lifestealer does seem to be surging forward in terms of last hits. He's sitting at 27 and 7 against an Ursa who's sitting at 13 and 0. I apologize. Bottom lane, there's also a rotation and invisibility rune picked up by the Puck, who's trying to make his presence felt. Death Prophet knows that something is off, is going to back off and stay under the shelter of his tier 1 tower. He does indeed have that level 6 up and running. Sinner, that is, has level 6 up and running, but no mana to use the exorcism just yet. Puck, biding his time, being patient about it, has waited around long enough, but Death Prophet seems to be no stranger to the waiting game. As Puck, with a failed rotation, is going to pick up another rune and then head back towards his lane. Viper meanwhile going towards the Vanguard has already picked up a Vitality booster. Should be looking to pick up the boots first, or perhaps complete the Vanguard first and then move on. While Sinner has picked up a boots of speed. I'm guessing those are indeed going to be converted to arcane boots, which should fly out to him in just a little bit. The score is just 1-0. The gold draft tipping slightly in favor of the Radiant after that first blood. Nice timing on the spike carapace there by Snake, negating the damage thrown out from Gola's dual breath. Experience shot, however, dead even. They're sitting at nil all. Ice Pass just being thrown out by the Jakiro to throw out some harass, while it does indeed look like the pull camp is available at the dire side's disposal, but lo and behold, there's a Viper without boots rotating up top who is looking to set something up. Chained with the invisibility already used, the Nature's Guys that is. They're trying to find a pick off. There's pings coming out. They know the ogre's trying to pull. Nyx makes his presence felt as ogre is just gonna back off. Dab smack into the center of the lane. There's also this observer ward which has probably scouted out this Viper shenanigans as the entirety of the dire side's lane is playing it safe, but not really that safe as Lifestealer might be in some trouble. A nice 3-man Ice Path and Dual Breath holds the Radiant side in position as 4 heroes might not be able to find a single kill on this top lane just yet.
Is under attack.
The tri-lane survives just barely and some sloppy execution coming out from Lin sees them backing off with nothing to gain for it. Meanwhile, Puck securing each and every rune here. However, he has indeed fallen behind in terms of last hits, sending out the illusion rune up the high ground, and this could be bait. Pretty sure they're going to blow an impale or something on this. Nope, just the lead seed. They should be okay. Again though, 4 heroes from Lin just grouping up at this top lane while Weaver continues to stay at bottom holding his own against the Death Prophet, who seems to be at 34 and 8, out farming the Weaver pretty damn hard.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Puck
attack.
meanwhile has rotated up top as well, does have the invisibility rune, should be looking for the setup. A 2-man Dream Coil, the orb is there, the jaunt doesn't come but the silence does. Silence misses completely but they find a kill on the Ursa, the score is 1-all as they're looking for more. Lin just gonna back off nice and clean while Gaita gonna take a poison attack to the face, bottles up and is looking to re-engage. What the hell is Viper doing there? He does indeed find a kill on the Lifestealer under his own tier 1 tower. Gonna find another kill on Not and possibly yet another one on Gola. A couple of auto attacks, that Nether Toxin just dealing a ton of damage. Double kill for the Viper there as Puck picks up nothing in exchange. Meanwhile, Train placing down an observer ward on the side of the top lane. They're gonna have some vision of possible rotations coming in. All in all, that fight did go in favor of Lin. I say Lin, however, Viper was the star of that battle. Did find himself a double kill and a very crucial kill on the Lifestealer, who seems like he was skyrocketing ahead in terms of net worth and farm. Viper now claiming the top spot at 3000 net worth. Bottom lane, however, Weaver and the Death Prophet just going at it non-stop. Weaver has opted to pick up a Vanguard first, so a very outdated and old school build coming out from this Weaver at the off lane. While Arcane Boots and a Null Talisman up and running on Sinner and his Death Prophet. Once again, the tri-lane shows itself up top. Ice Path's gonna get thrown out, catches out 3, but they can't really make anything more of this. Jakiro not opting to conserve his mana at the very least. Up top, once again a 2-man impale, no, a single impale, an Ice Path that caught 2, but Gola is gonna forfeit his life here. Viper's gonna find himself another kill and gets onto a killing spree with that one. 4 heroes just camping up at this top lane. Viper has pretty much abandoned that middle lane now. Does have the Viper strike, should he choose to go for this one? Looks like he's going for it. The living armor is there. That's gonna keep him alive and allow him to tank up everything that this tower dishes out. Viper throws out the Viper strike onto the Lifestealer. Ursa chopping away. The Fury strikes indeed stacking up, and I think this should be a death for the Lifestealer and possibly for the Ogre as well. Lin just diving all in, balls out, finds themselves another 3 kills. Viper with a double kill, more items being picked up by a couple of spectators in game, and this is going to be a counter rotation coming out from KM. Jakiro makes his way here but unable to find anything just yet. Gaita with the haste rune on the Puck, trying to find a pick off on the Ursa, who's a little too tanky for his liking. Phase shift going to be used as Puck once again going to scurry away to safety. He's really far off from that blink dagger and is showing no signs of picking it up in the next couple of minutes. In fact, I'm wondering if he's going to get a blink dagger in this entire game. A 2-man Dream Coil, Lifestealer going to work here, looking for a couple of kills, but this could be the cue for Lin to re-engage. Puck getting chopped up hard and fast, did pop the stick charges, but Lin, they find themselves another kill. Viper is now unstoppable, but Gola finds himself a double kill. Infest used by the Lifestealer to secure a kill on the Train Protector as well. Viper has indeed backed off nice and clean. However, that engagement did seem to go slightly in favor of the Dire side. But yet again, Viper picking up a bunch of kills without losing his. He's sitting at 6-0 and is indeed dominating this game. In terms of last hits at the bottom lane, it looks like Death Prophet is indeed leading the charts at 56 and 9. Those arcane boosts really seem to be coming in handy, while Weaver is sitting behind at 38 and 8. Death Prophet is just slowly but surely and steadily out CSing the off-lane Weaver, and I think Weaver should consider calling for help or making a rotation of his own. Next, meanwhile, moving in towards the middle lane, has used the Vendetta and is looking for a snipe off, but there's nobody at the middle lane for him to pick off. We're gonna see Puck and the Ogre Magi walk through the river, no smokes being used, no shits given, no observer wards on the high ground either, so this rotation might just be successful, and if they find a kill on this Death Prophet, that could be the end of the Radiant's advantage, at least at this bottom lane. They're going for the wraparound, and once again, Puck's found himself an invisibility rune. That's his third of the game. They're pinging out the Death Prophet, who seems to be way out of position. The orb comes in from the Puck. It does not connect, but they're gonna get the Waning Rift off. They're gonna use the Dream Coil as well. And Sinner gonna drop to the Weaver. Funny Punk finds that kill. Up top, meanwhile, looks like we're gonna see a 2-man impale under the tier 1 tower. We're gonna see the Trained Overgrowth as well. Lifestealer has infested into something, I believe, into a creep. That creep is looking pretty healthy, but can't say the same for Jakiro, who has indeed gone down. An extremely risky and abrasive move by the Dire side sees themselves getting punished. Lifestealer pops himself out, but looks like he's going to be in some trouble. The Impale clips him smack in the face, and Lin Sly is now wicked sick on the Viper. 7-0, showing no signs of slowing down. His net worth sitting at 4,500. His GPM, however, sitting at 323. However, he is indeed the highest farmer, highest gold owner on this map. Once again, well, Puck does seem to be controlling the runes, but he's not able to make the most use of them. Sure, he found a kill on the Death Prophet, but the trade-off's not worth it. The rest of his team has indeed taken a fall at this top lane. This top offensive tri-lane, along with this Viper rotation, or rather should I say Viper camping up top, has proven to be extremely successful. Next, now trying to find the line, he does get the Vendetta and the Impale off. I'm not sure what he was doing on the sidelines there, but Ogre Magi does take a fall, and this could be more. Nope, Viper just gonna throw out a couple of poison attacks and back off with that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Let's have a look at the goal graph, now heavily tilted in favor of the Radiant side. Hold that thought. Up top, once again, Jakiro gonna take a fall. And Sly is godlike 15 minutes into this game on his Viper. And 17 lives, well, he's gonna have to count all of them now, as he looks like he's just about to take a fall. Viper gets a double kill, goes beyond godlike, and is proving to be a real treat for the ticket purchasers. Spectators getting items left, right and center. Congratulations to them as well. Funny Punk, meanwhile, at the bottom lane. This Vanguard really not paying for itself. Sure, he's able to stand in the lane and get that extra regen up and running, but he's not able to find enough farm. He's unable to get a kill on the Death Prophet by himself, and once again, Death Prophet is ahead in terms of last hits by quite a bit. Viper now diving with that living armor is going to look for that line or not. Once that poison attack connects, I think Ogre Magi is going to be a goner. Puck coming in from behind trying to find a kill on Sprocket Demon, but I'm not sure why Gaita just jaunted forward. He could have possibly found the kill on this Chain Protector, who now does manage to get caught out. Nope. The Waning Rift comes off. Tree fighting like a boss, has popped the living armor, not going down just yet. Finally does indeed drop, but Puck drops as well to the Viper. He's now beyond godlike. Weaver finally making his presence felt, and if he finds this kill on the Viper, that could be a lot of gold going his way. They realize this, they're going all out to get this kill, but Viper just way too tanky with the strength treads and that Vanguard. One more Shukuchi available, but looks like Weaver's not gonna go for it. Death Prophet rotating in as well. Does have the Exorcism, and that's enough to scare off the Dire side. Once again, Lin, they did lose a couple, but they found a few crucial kills there and they come out ahead. Meanwhile, the Dire side, they're looking to make a go, but one Death Prophet is enough to hold this line, I believe. Throwing out Carrion after Carrion. Heroes sitting low, they really can't make a go for this tier 1 tower. At the same time, it looks like Ursa Warrior has indeed picked up his Vanguard, and it could be about time to go into the Rosh Pit. 1 point into the Overpower, 2 points into the Earth Shock, and maxed out Fury Stripes. Couple more levels and I think he's good to go. Well, on the flip side though, everybody indeed has crossed that level 6 mark. Ogre Magi does have the opportunity to get those multicasts in and pray to the, should I call them the RNG gods? I'm not sure if that applies here, but pray to the luck gods at least. A multicast setup might be exactly what they need to burst down maybe the Viper or the Death Prophet before they dish out too much damage. Wards need to be placed around the Rosh Pit right about now, at least from the dire side. Puck meanwhile trying to make a solo go on the Ursa Warrior. I don't think he realizes that he is indeed way out of his league and way beyond the creep line at that.
Dire's middle tower
Dream Coil expended for naught as Ursa just gonna jump back into the jungle, use that Vanguard to get his HP back up and running. Vendetta gonna be used by the Nyx Assassin. I'm pretty sure these shenanigans have been scouted out. There's two redundant observer wards from the dire side. One on this cliff, one on this cliff. So they really want to secure their rooms. Up top, Nyx almost finding the line for the Vendetta hit on Gola. And if that hit did connect, that was a dead Jakiro. Lifestealer meanwhile gonna take an impale to the face. Jakiro gonna try and get the ice path off. Spike Carapace holds the Jakiro in position. But here we go. Chain Protector coming in, throws out the living armor, acts as the bait. Snake is gonna have the impale, in fact does have it, finds a 2-man impale, and Jakiro gonna go down yet again. As Chain Protector now expends the overgrowth. Not sure why two supports are trying to take down a Lifestealer, but it just shows that they're that far ahead. That's 5 deaths on this Jakiro by now, and he should really be feeling the pain. Viper meanwhile almost has a completed BKB up and running in addition to the Vanguard. There's no killing him once that BKB is online. Meanwhile, Death Prophet, moving towards the Soul Booster it seems, picks up the Vitality as well as the Point Booster. They're gonna scout out the Ogre Magi who sees them as well, coming up onto the high ground. But 345 movement speed helps him get away. Lifestealer, however, on the flip side, has managed to find himself the Armlet of Mordigian. Or Mordigian, not sure how you pronounce that. That should help him get his DPS output increase a little bit. But now we're going to see 4 heroes rotating in from the Radiant side and another 4 heroes from the Dire side up top. While at the bottom lane, Weaver trying to split push this tier 1 tower and should find it quite comfortably as well, provided no TPs come in. Nyx meanwhile trying to find the line on this Ogre Magi. Ogre scurrying away to safety under the shelter of his tier 1 tower. No sentry walls from the Dire side placed down just yet. Vendetta hit onto the Lifestealer, the Impale is gonna miss. Multicast on the Jakiro, but that's just a double multicast. Overgrowth from the chain, holding in position 3 heroes. Death Prophet with the Exorcism, and this is gonna be a world of pain being dished out to the Dire side. 2 drop, a 3rd as well, as Puck looks like she's gonna be the next casualty. Nope, it's gonna be the Lifestealer dropping first. Haste Rune used by the Puck, who looks to be finding the line for a turnaround, is gonna come back in, but Gaita taking a ton of damage from the spirits. Double kill for the Death Prophet on the front lines and behind. It looks like it's gonna be a team wipe as Weaver drops as well. All 5 go down, the tier 1 drops as well, while bottom tier 1 does go down for the Radiant side. A trade heavily in favor of Lolith is noob. And with that, we're going to see Viper pick up a BKB of his own. Death Prophet has a Soul Booster as well as a Ring of Health. That's just a Void Stone away from a completed 20-minute Bloodstone on this safe lane solo Death Prophet. Lane is surging ahead, 7,500 gold going their way, about 7,500 experience as well, and I think the Dire side might have found themselves in an unfixable fix.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, once again, Jakiro has an affinity for dropping down observer walls, dabs smack in the middle of the lane, and that's gonna get dewarded within milliseconds. Not sure what the ideology was behind that one. But that's gonna cost them. Vendetta's been used by the Nyx. They're trying to find a gank here at this bottom lane, and if they find a couple of kills here, that's an easy tier 1 tower for the taking as well. Exorcism is back online. The swarm's gonna get thrown out. There is indeed a dire sentry ward this time in the lane, as it does seem like Lin's engagement has been snipped in the bud. But I'm pretty sure that doesn't stop them from taking down this tier 1 tower and possibly more. Ogre gonna throw out the Ignite. but that's pretty much all he can do. Treant Protector finding the last hit on that tower. Roshan being pinged out. It's about time when you have an Ursa with a Vanguard. Spike characters from Nyx holding the Weaver in position. Viper Strike thrown out on the Life Stealer. Overgrowth once again catching 3 as they just walk straight into it. Ursa finds himself a couple of kills. Nope, it's actually the Treant and the Viper that pick off both the Ogre and the Weaver. Next is going to be the Jakiro that drops, and behind it looks like Life Stealer takes a fall as well. Puck, a little late to the party, doesn't have the Blink Dagger just yet, picks up another double damage dude, has 1300 gold in the bank, but that's not going to help him stop this incoming onslaught with the Exorcism. Lifestealer now buying back, trying to do what he can. TP's in towards the tier 2 tower, but what's he gonna do against an Exorcism and a 5-man lineup pressing his tier 2 tower? Impale should be available for the Nyx Assassin. Silence, a 2-man Impale, a beautiful setup, both melt in a matter of seconds. Execution was the key there, and Lin showing amazing playstyle there. Taking down 2 in quick fashion, and then a tier 2 tower. This should be Roshan as well, and the Aegis claim for the Ursa Warrior. Pings coming out, they are indeed going to jump into the Rosh Pit, and I don't think that the Dire side has any response to this just yet. The goal graph now 10,000 in favor of Lalit is noob. 12,000 experience going their way as well. Roshan going to be claimed, the Aegis of the Immortal on the Ursa Warrior, who now has a Shadow Blade along with the Vlads as well as your phase boots. Swarm thrown out by the Weaver, but too little too late. Viper does indeed pick up the Aegis, so it's not the Ursa that's going to hold on to it, it is going to be the Viper, who now has a BKB, a Vanguard, and about 2,000 gold in the bank. They're pinging out the mid tier 2, they know that the Dire side has no response to their pushes, and they're just going to look to go in, all in balls out. Gaita might be in some trouble here, doesn't have the phase shift, doesn't have the orb. Silence getting thrown out beautifully by the Death Prophet, stopping that stun. The BKB has been popped as well, and this battle has just exploded out of control. The Death Prophet spirits as well, the Exorcism doing a lot of damage. Ursa finds the first kill on Jakiro, Weaver to drop next, possibly going to see more kills. Lifestealer dabs smack in the middle of this fight, he takes a fall as well. Viper has not suffered a single death in this entire game. He's sitting at 15, 0 and 10 and has indeed stolen the show of this matchup. 28 and 6. I think Lin is just about to force out the GG from the Dire side, who still seem to be trying to mount a comeback here and hold on to their high ground.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Looks like Nyx has indeed picked up a recipe for his Dagon as well. He's gonna have a level 2 Dagon in just a little bit's time if he chooses to go for it. Sprocket Demon picks up a mechanism on the Treant Protectors, places down an Observer Ward on the Dire side cliff, scouting out shenanigans behind the tier 2 up top, which seems to be the next focus of Lin's engagement. Death Prophet meanwhile with 11 charges on the Bloodstone, 2,500 gold in the bank. Ursa Warrior sitting with the Shadow Blade as well as an almost completed BKB, just a recipe away. Top lane, 3 heroes showed themselves, and I have to say, once again they just TP'd into their own demise, as Nyx with the Vendetta hit, the Impale, one shot from the Viper, the Silence onto the Lifestealer who can't get the rage off in time, but we're first gonna see the Ogre drop. Gaita gonna orb away, not far enough I believe, but I think he should be okay from this one. Viper and of course the Treant still giving chase, they're going onto the high ground, and Gaita looks like he is indeed gonna drop. The Silence comes off, one last auto attack, and they clean up on the puck, while Lifestealer has indeed gone into the tree line, but Death Prophet with a Carrion Swarm finds that kill. 4 heroes getting picked off by Lin, a tier 2 tower, and this should be high ground being breached.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Poor little Weaver at this bottom lane, sitting with a Vanguard of power treads, nothing more, nothing less. Trying to force out some trades, tries to take down this tier 2 tower in the fray, but there's really not much he can do even if he does show himself back here. Have a look at what just happened to the Jakiro. He walks in, gets silenced up, impaled up, and killed off in a matter of seconds. Treant Protector is now picking up last hits as well, so it's a troublesome sign when your Treant and your Nyx Assassin are now picking up luxury items on themselves. The first set of racks drops 27 minutes into this game. Lin finds themselves soaring to a comfortable game 1 victory. Once again, the overgrowth, the silence. Puck gets picked off, infest by the lifestealer into a radiant creep, and Lin just sitting around here waiting for him to show himself. No Viper Strike available, but they're gonna try and slow him down. Jakiro, well, they'll take what they can get. Gola gonna drop as well. Once again, Viper finds himself a kill, and this time it looks like Lifestealer is gonna drop next as well. Bad idea to turn around there, but he's gonna jump into the fountain. Should be okay. Armlet toggles just in the nick of time. While at the same time, it looks like Ursa did indeed find himself a kill on the Weaver at the bottom lane. Not sure how that happens, considering Ursa doesn't seem to have any sort of invis detection on him either. 37-7, this has been a complete stomp with some of the most absurd picks and bans I've ever seen in a competitive Dota 2 match. A 3-man dream call from Puck, but if only these kind of plays had been made earlier. Viper, now too much to contest, and well, there you have it. Death Prophet finds herself a tower kill as well as a kill on the Ogre, a silence on 2, and this should be Kaita going down as well if the spirits can get the couple of hits in. Kaita just barely able to get away from that one. Can't say the same for his Lifestealer, who has indeed decided to turn back in, but what an untimely moment to jump in. The spirits coming back for Sinnoh, who now gets another 2-man silence. His silences have just been spot on. KM has just been clumping up and saying, silence me, no, silence all of us. And with that, they're gonna get another set of racks at this middle lane. Once again, the silence on point as Lifestealer goes down before he can get the Rager. 41 and 8, 25,000 gold lead, 2 sets of racks, 30,000 experience lead. Viper, not a single death, 19-0-17. Death Prophet with 1 death, 9-1 and 14. It's as stompy as a stomp can get. Poor Jakiro, just sitting with a set of brown boots, nothing beyond that. 800 gold in the bank. Nyx Assassin walking up onto high ground. That's a level 3 Dagon and a kill on the Ogre Magi almost confirmed. Puck unable to pick up a Blink Dagger this game just yet, sitting at about 1800 gold, but I don't think it matters anymore. But they're showing some true sportsmanship by not tapping out just yet, playing this to the very bitter end. Middle lane, we're gonna see Viper and Snake overstep their boundaries. Snake on the Nyx Assassin does indeed get picked off. Viper pops the BKB and decides to turn around. Treant with the Blink Dagger comes in, catches 3 with the Overgrowth. The Scythe of Vice is there from Sinnoh. They're gonna hex up Funny Punk. Double kill for the Death Prophet as they find themselves all 3. Lifestealer goes down to the Treant Protector there, and I think this is time for Lin to take the last set of racks and force out the GG or break the throne.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
In terms of what the Dire side could have done to prevent this kind of an outcome, perhaps a couple of rotations from the supports up top, leave the Lifestealer to his own devices, nobody's killing, nobody's dying. Why not just let him lead some experience while they try and secure some kills on the middle lane. Now though, it's turned into a complete massacre and a bloodbath in the enemy base for them, and I mean, unfortunately for KM, this will be the end of the road for them in this tournament. It is a single elimination knockout tournament. And Lin has indeed chopped up their opponents pretty damn fine. That's Mega Creeps and the Ancient to fall soon. 32 minutes in, Lin wasting no time. Clean this up, or perhaps they will. It's Fountain Dive time.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I'm assuming woe means GG,
Ancient is under attack.
because that's the only thing left to say in this game. As the Ancient does drop finally, Lin secures themselves their first win in this tournament. They're moving forward, while unfortunately KM on the Dire side will no longer progress. It's been fun watching this game. It's been and well, KM admits it. They're not shy of accepting their defeat, but it looks like they're having a good time down there at Bangalore. And well, we're moving forward to the next game. The schedule is up on afkgaming.com. We'll be back in just a little bit's time. Stay tuned, guys. I'm ClouDx from AFK Gaming, and I will be pulling in Chief as my co-caster for this next one. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Stay tuned.